Welcome everybody to our broadcast today. So we're on number 37 for our Friday morning workout. So let's give people another 5 seconds to get on the broadcast. If you're new to these broadcasts, every Friday we go through a lesson and an exercise to help you in different areas. We do have a martial art theme because I am, and my family are martial artists, but it can apply to anybody in any field, any athlete, any sport, and just you as a person who wants to improve yourself in every area, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, any type of area. These lessons, these nuggets of wisdom can help you lead a more active, happier life, and also having goals and dreams and shooting for making those dreams a reality, and using the martial art lessons, the philosophy of martial arts that's been around for thousands of years, and just drawing from that knowledge and just applying it, either discovering it for the first time or rediscovering something that's been around for a long time. It's said that there's nothing new under the sun. I tend to believe that we just lose track or sometimes forget, and we have to rediscover some elements of training, of physical fitness, but also of lessons, of philosophy to apply to each area of your life. So if you're here, welcome, and we do this every Friday at 9 a.m. So last week, if you've been following the lessons, did you go through the Dao that we talked about last week? If you did not see or watch that broadcast, please go back after and watch it. If you're here now, please like this video, share it. If you feel there's any value from it, please share it with friends, people that you might think might benefit from learning these lessons. All right, so last week we talked about the brain, the neuroplasticity. Did you do the backward training? Did you at least try to wake up in the morning and walk backwards to the bathroom and backwards back? Did you walk backwards in the stairs? Did you do different things? Your mind needs to be challenged. Did you brush your teeth with your left hand? Did you close your eyes and walk over to the bathroom or take a shower with eyes closed? These are some things you can do to just challenge your mind, your brain. So if the brain is challenged, it'll keep being pliable and it'll keep learning and making new neural pathways. And that's a secret to staying youthful, having a strong, healthy brain, mind. So did you do the work? Let me know in the comments if you did some of the reverse training. Did you try running backwards, like doing sprints backwards? Or just if you do a daily walk, did you do your daily walk backwards? I love backwards training, and I preached about it last week, and there's a reason for it, because major benefits from it. So if you did not do it, then you need to do it. Like we talked about before, to know and not to do is not to know. So we all know a lot of stuff, but are you actually applying and implementing what you know in your daily routine? Last week I posted a picture of my dad with one of his famous quotes that he would always tell me. Did you have a chance to see that quote? And what was the quote? Can you let me know in the comment section? What was the quote on my dad's picture? Did you see that? Yes, no? Every person you meet is superior to you in one way or another. That's my lesson for today. Are you applying that concept? Again, it's easy to understand it. Oh yeah, like every person I meet, but are you actively doing it? That's my question to you. And what do you do specifically to learn? I'll tell you how to do this. it's questions. Quality of your questions. When you see somebody who's better than you, then you have to ask questions. You have to know exactly how they do it. That thing that they're better at you or better than you, you have to discover how they're doing it step by step so that you can reproduce it, that you can model them exactly. If you do exactly what they do and they get a specific result from what they do better than you, if you do as well, the same thing as them, exactly the same way, you will get the same result. Almost like baking a cake. If you follow exactly the same ingredients, the time of cooking and so forth, you will get the same chocolate cake, like whatever it is, you will get it bang on perfectly. So for me, recently, there's a man who's way better than me at investing and the stock market. I'm not telling you to go and spend all your money on the stock market, but I know for a fact that this person is very wealthy and very, very knowledgeable. So as soon as I discover something, I immediately take notes, either mental notes, and if they don't mind, I'll even take out my book, my journal, and actually write down questions and answers from that person. I'm very meticulous that way when it comes to learning and asking questions. Okay, so be very specific and ask questions. Ask them exactly how were you able to do this or get this specific result, whatever it is. And keep your mind very sharp and open and be aware. When you see somebody who's better than you in every area, any age, any sex, you ask questions. I always learn from kids to older people, seniors, everybody. I can always learn something. And it's not always in martial arts. So I want you to really think about that in your life, people around you. Now, if there's nobody around you that seems to be better than you, then you need to get out of your house. Like, you need to get out in the world and you need to travel around a little bit and meet new people and get out there more, because there's always somebody better than you. You can always learn something. So that's the lesson. That picture, my dad talking about that, it's one thing to understand it theoretically, but to actually implement it and every day trying to learn something and to be aware of people around you that maybe are just strangers. But when you see something that you like, don't be shy. Don't be afraid to ask questions and get the answer. And when you do get the answer, you implement it. You apply it to your own life. That's our lesson for today. Now the exercise. I talked about the immune system a couple of trainings back, and I talked about the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is very important. If your lymphatic system shuts down, 24 hours and you're dead. So it's very important. The lymph fluid has to flow, but it flows in a vertical line. So how can we help it? How can we improve our immune system? Everybody around me, everyone's sick. Sick, everybody. Not me. I'm never sick because I do very specific things. And one of the things is rebounding. All right, so this is what I do, and I want you to get one. I want you to get a rebounder, a mini trampoline. A cheap one will cost you like $40. Take note and go out and get one. Toys R Us, like any store like that, Walmart, get a mini trampoline. They range from $40 and they can go all the way up to $1,000 for a good trampoline, but they're all the same to me, and you don't need to spend a lot of money on them. Your immune system. One of the major things that trampoline work does is improve your immune system because it helps the body carry those nutrients, that energy to the cellular level. So it gives your cells energy. And bone mass, the density of your bones, that jumping effect, moving the lymph. You can start very lightly and then build up from there. Let's say you're too cheap. You don't want to buy a trampoline. You can still do trampoline work on some level, but eventually you'll have to step up to actually working with a real trampoline. You stand feet shoulder width and gently bounce, right? Stay very loose and bounce your body. Breathe. This has the same effect at first than doing the actual trampoline work. So if you don't want to buy one just yet, implement the bouncing effect in the morning when you wake up. One. Then, if you can save up $40, then go to the store and buy a trampoline. And then start very light. And you breathe deeply, and you just go through the motion, right? And there's many ways to do the trampoline. This is not a course on doing trampoline work. I just want you to do it, damn it. I just want you to implement it in your own routine. Keep it in your room, that when you wake up in the morning, you jump on the trampoline and you jump for 5 to 10 minutes. Less G-force on the neck and lower back than running. Lots of studies and more research on trampoline work that it's twice as effective as running for endurance without the stress on your knees, on your hips, on your lower back. So like I've switched a lot of my stuff to trampoline work for endurance, and I still do sprints, but trampoline work is where I get my cardio, my endurance, my bone density, and keeping my immune system healthy and functioning, and keeping me healthy even if people around me are sick. They're coughing in my face, handshakes. You wonder, do it. It works for me. Combine it with what I talked about cayenne powder. Get it. I gave you a link. If you took action on it, $12 for the actual cayenne powder spice that I use, which are 200,000 heat units. So get the spice and get the trampoline. We talked about people around you being superior to you. For me, it works. That's what I do. It's up to you if you want to take the advice and apply it to your own life. If you're sick all the time, then you need to look at your intake. What do you eat? What do you do? And how do you think? These 3 things. If you like this video, again, please share it. If you have a chance to watch it later today, that's still okay. You can ask questions, comments, and I'll answer right away. These 2 lessons, keep those in mind, apply the work, and let's look at who's better than you and actually ask questions and be very proactive while doing that. Until next time, have a great time with family this weekend. And I'll see you soon. I'm Cbot Martin Patnaud.